Hey guys, Caitlin here and welcome back. So today's video is going to be a continuation of the one I posted last week where I talked about benefits of having a minimal wardrobe for your kids. So I had messages and questions on YouTube and on Instagram saying things like, I've always wanted to do this, but I don't know how to get started, or I can't wait to hear your guidelines because this is something I've always wanted to do. And so today I'm going to do a video sharing how do you create a minimal wardrobe? What are some things you need to do to decide what to have in your kids' wardrobe? How do you get that started? So I'm going to share with you some tips, some things that I've learned along the way, and I'm also going to share what my outline is that I use to frame our minimal wardrobes. And then in my next video, probably next week, I'll show it in practice and actually show you a quick overview of what my kids' wardrobes looks like for fall and winter. I'm still getting some other items in that I've ordered, so that'll be next time. But this time we're just going to kind of do a big how-to to get you started. So the first question that you're going to want to think about is, how much laundry do you want to do? Or how often do you want to do laundry? Because that is going to make a big difference as far as how many pieces you want in your child's wardrobe. So you could literally just at the end of the day, every single day, have everyone put their laundry in the washing machine, wash it, and have it ready for the next morning, and do laundry every single night and have like one outfit per person. I mean, most people are not going to want to do that for multiple reasons, but you could if you needed to. Maybe you really would like to have 2 full weeks before you do laundry. Maybe you just really love to let it pile up and then do it all one weekend at one time. And so you would like to have 2 weeks worth of clothes. You need to just kind of think about that for yourself and what do I want my laundry schedule to look like? Or how often do I want to be washing clothes? For me, I like to have at least 5-ish days worth of items. We do laundry very frequently around here. I have 4 children. We do a lot of laundry. So there's always something running. And so I can, always toss stuff in. But as far as if we kind of get behind or whatever, I just want to have 4 or 5 days worth of clothes ready. So that's what has worked well for my family. So you'll have to think about that for your family. The second thing you want to think about is your lifestyle, because the activities that you participate in, there's just a lot of things about your lifestyle that will determine what type of clothes and how many of those clothes you need to have. So for example, we homeschool. So my kids, when we name our clothes, we have church clothes with Sunday clothes that are nicer clothes. We have good clothes, which are clothes that we would wear out for, homeschool activities and, going to church on Wednesday nights or going out to a restaurant, whatever. And then we have play clothes, which is just, I don't care if they match, the kids, pick them out themselves in the morning, whatever. So because we homeschool, we have a lot more play clothes than we have our good clothes, which is if they were going to school, that's what they would wear. So for us, it works to not have a ton of pairs of blue jeans because we're not going out every single day. But if you have children in school, you're probably going to need more of whatever you would consider school clothes. So that's gonna, something like that is gonna make a difference. For my baby, my first 3 kids were mega massive spitter uppers. And so a minimal wardrobe for them to have enough to get through a couple of days would have still been 15 outfits. We had to change them so often because it was so much spit up. A burp cloth couldn't contain it, a bib couldn't contain it. Now my current baby, he almost never spits up. And when he does, it's this itty bitty bit. So I'm able to have a very small wardrobe for him because he can wear the same outfit all day most days, which is I'm not even used to it. It's crazy. But something like that, if you have a baby that spits up a lot, or you have a toddler who's having accidents, they're potty training and they're having a lot of accidents, you're going to need more clothes to get that certain amount of days worth in there than if you don't have children like that. We live in Kentucky where it snows very rarely. And we might have a big snow that you can go play in every 4 or 5 years. So something like snow bibs is not something that I would have in my kids' wardrobe for fall and winter. If it snows and we go play in it, we'll just use what we have and double layer and all that kind of stuff. We don't own a pool. We're not members at a pool. We don't swim a whole lot. So in the summer, now this is not for fall and winter, but in the summer, my kids have 1 to 2 bathing suits, which is plenty for the small amount that we swim and the 1 week of vacation we take. If you own a pool, or if you go to the pool every day, you're gonna wanna have more bathing. Kids are in sports, they're gonna need more athletic clothes. If you are a person that loves to have outfits for each holiday, then that's something you'll want to factor in. For me, I do not like to purchase clothes for, every single holiday. I like to get some for Christmas. So I do usually get some Christmas themed items for my kids to wear in the month of December, but I don't really care too much to do that for Halloween and for Thanksgiving and even for Easter. I always get a generic Easter outfit that can continue to be worn into the spring and summer, not something that has bunnies on it. But if you love those things, then consider that in your wardrobe, as you're gonna want to get those pieces too. There's a lot. Those are just a couple of examples that came to my mind when I was working on this video. And so just think of some things like that as you're trying to brainstorm and decide what items, what pieces do I want to have in my kids' wardrobe. Another tip is, unless you're wanting to start this right now, like you need to buy fall and winter clothes and you need to get this done right now. If you don't have to do that, I'd take a week or two and kind of just observe how much laundry you're doing. How often are you having to wash clothes? What items are your kids reaching for? I know when we first started this whole concept of, doing a minimal wardrobe, I realized that my kids, especially my boys, because at the time they were the only ones picking out their own clothes, like they had clothes shoved in their drawer that they never reached for because they didn't like the way it felt, the way it fit, whatever. And so they were just taking up space in the drawer, and they had certain pieces that they were reaching for over and over again. I've noticed that now with my daughter. She is almost 3, and so she has started kind of picking out her own clothes. At least, we're here at home, she picks those out herself, and she went through a phase where it was all these little dresses that she wanted to wear, but now she's out of that and she doesn't care for her dresses and she wants to wear t-shirts and shorts. And so just kind of observing your kids' clothing habits, that can help too, so that you're not buying stuff that they don't want to wear. And again, this is gonna, also factor in as far as how old your kids are. Little bitty ones, they don't care. They wear whatever you put them in, and older ones are gonna have more of an opinion. So that'll have some to do with it too. Depending on their ages, you can even sit down with them and talk to them about, which clothes do you like, which clothes do you not like, do you like pajamas that are fuzzy, or do you like pajamas that are not? Do you want, pants that feel like this or pants that are like that? And let them give you some feedback so that you kind of know what to buy that they actually enjoy. And then, kind of look at their current wardrobes. Do you feel like they have enough? Do you feel like they have too much? Do you feel like you're lacking? Just do some observation type stuff before you just dive in with your wardrobe, purchasing. Another thing you could do if you're not wanting to, just like go out and start this wardrobe, this minimal wardrobe right now. This is if you feel like your kids have too much, you could look at it and say, let's see what would happen if we had this many pants and this many shirts and this many skirts and this many whatever, and box up the rest of it and just put it in your attic or in a closet. And so, don't get rid of it yet, but just play with the idea of a minimal wardrobe for a couple of weeks and see how that goes, and see, do I feel like we don't have enough? Did we need, were there pieces we never reached for? Did we, have to do laundry every other day and that was too much? So you can use what you have and just go ahead and make a minimal wardrobe from what you have. And then you can always pull from that box or add to that box. And then after you've done it for a few months, donate it or whatever you need to do. Remember, as you're doing this, the goal of a minimal wardrobe, at least for me, is not to have the smallest number of pieces possible in my house, but to make my life easier. And so that's going to look different for everybody. So what makes my life easier might not be enough clothes for your life, or it might be too many clothes for your situation. So it's not about how small can I get this wardrobe, but it's more about how functional can I make this wardrobe, and how small can I get it while still meeting my needs. So think about that as you're going into this. Still buy the things that you love, make it work for you. For example, 2 church dresses is sufficient for my daughter. In fact, at the end of the summer, she had outgrown everything but 2 dresses, and we were like so close, and this was in August, we were so close to fall. I was like, I'm not buying her any more summery dresses because I just know we're really close to where we're gonna need long sleeves. And so we've just been rotating those 2, one Sunday, the next Sunday, one Sunday, the next Sunday. That's fine. Like, it works. We could literally just have one and just do laundry in between every week. But I'm bored. Like, I want some variety. So I would not have a minimal wardrobe with just one or two church dresses. I want a few more than that. Could I, if I had to, if we decided to full-time RV and had a tiny amount of space, or if we were having some, financial issues where I just really could not purchase clothes, yeah, we could make that work, but I don't want to, and I don't, none of those things are factors right now, and so I'm going to have more pieces for her, so that, there's a balance between having a super minimal wardrobe and having a wardrobe that you still enjoy, right? You can mesh the two together and have both. All right, so let's talk about what is in my kids' minimal wardrobe. What is my goal? So I have a list of, for the boys, for my daughter, and for the baby. And my boys are 7 and 5, so their clothes are very similar, so I just kind of lump them together. I have a goal of how many pieces I want for each of them. And so I have that written down, and that's not necessarily exactly what I end up with. Sometimes I end up with more, but that's kind of like my framework that I start with as I'm getting ready. So I'm gonna let you know what those are, and then you can take this and adapt it. So for my boys, I want a minimum of 1 pair of dress pants. Sometimes we have 2, like if we had hand-me-downs, and before I started all this decluttering and minimizing and stuff, we would have like 6 pairs of khaki pants. Well, they don't need that many. And so I donated several, but I usually would keep like 2. That way, if one pair got, torn or marker on it or grass stains or whatever, I didn't have to go out and buy another pair because I had a backup. However, if I'm starting from scratch, so like this season, neither of my boys had dress pants. And so I've just bought each of them one. I didn't go ahead and buy a second one because we don't need it. And if something happens to their first pair, I'll buy another one. But if I already had them, I held on to 2 of them. So 1 pair of dress pants, 4 or more dress shirts. So 4 is the minimum amount of dress shirts I would want them to wear. They would be rotating them and wearing each shirt about once a month. I feel like that would be enough variety that we wouldn't get super bored. However, for basically 6 months out of our year, we're gonna be rotating through those same shirts. So I will end up with more than 4 shirts, but 4 would be my minimum if I'm just starting from scratch and having to buy someone's wardrobe completely new. 3 pairs of jeans. Again, we homeschool, and so we're not out, at school every single day. So last fall is really when I started playing around with this minimal wardrobe a little bit, and the boys each had 2 pairs of jeans. And that was just not quite enough. I found, multiple times I found myself like, oh, we need a pair of jeans and they're not washed. Go grab some out of the hamper. And so this time we're going to try 3 and see if that is enough for us. As far as casual shirts, about 5 casual shirts, which is what I consider like not a button-up Sunday dress shirt, but not like just a shirt that they can play in the mud and paint in here at the house. So kind of like a middle ground, nicer shirt that they can wear out to, different things that we do out of the house. 5 play shirts, 5 pairs of play pants, 5 pairs of pajamas, a pair of tennis shoes, a pair of casual dress shoes to wear to church, a pair of boots that they can wear, in the fall and winter outside to play in. So like rain boot type situation. 1 jacket, 1 coat, a hat and gloves, and then underwear and socks. And I don't have an amount for those. I usually just do whatever comes in a pack from Target, which is like, 8 or 10 pairs of underwear and 8 or 10 pairs of socks. And that has been plenty. So that's my goal for my boys. Now for my daughter, who is almost 3, for her, I want a minimum of 4 nicer church dresses. Again, we would rotate those, each month. And so she would wear that particular dress once every month. And so my minimum would be 4. We'll probably end up with a few more. I want 4 casual dresses that are just wear out of the house, but not quite as dressy as church. 4 casual outfits, so like jeans and a shirt, or a little matching jogging suit, or something that's similar, not a dress, but something that would be a little bit nicer, not her everyday play around the house clothes. 5 play shirts and 5 play pants, like the boys. 2 play dresses. Sometimes she likes to put dresses on in the morning, and sometimes she prefers shirt and pants or shirt and shorts, and so I like to give her a variety in her drawer. 5 pairs of pajamas, we usually do a pair of brown and a pair of black shoes that are dressy enough for church on Sunday, but not super dressy, so casual enough she can wear them the rest of the time too. A pair of tennis shoes, a pair of boots, like winter boots, and I may also get her a pair of like dressier boots. I haven't decided on that yet. One jacket, one coat, hat, and the same thing with the underwear and the socks, just whatever comes in a packet from Target. So that's kind of my goal for her. And then for my baby, 5 sleepers, 5 like casual going out outfits, 5 church, or 4 a little bit nicer church outfits, and then a pair of soft booty things that I use instead of socks. So I don't do socks for babies because socks for babies are terrible and they do not stay on their feet. And I just do these little booties instead when I take them out. So, so those are my goals. And so I look at, I have that as a list on my phone and I look at those. So then before I start getting the kids clothes, I already kind of have a game plan in mind. And so I'm not having to just like look through the closet and like, or worse, go out shopping and have no idea what I'm actually shopping for. So I have a goal and I have a plan, and that's super helpful. All right, so at the end of one season, before the next season starts, when you're doing that wardrobe switch, I recommend sitting down and pulling out all of their clothes that are in the current season, or the season you're moving into, and their current size, kind of inventorying what you have. Have them try it on. If it doesn't fit or you don't like it, then either, if you don't like it, donate it. If it doesn't fit, decide, is this something I want to donate or is it something I want to save for another child later? Just kind of go through and figure out what do you have that's currently going to work. And then begin buying from your list to fill in those holes. So I made the mistake of not doing this before. We have a large consignment sale locally that happens twice a year, and that was last week or 2 weeks ago. I did not do the clothes inventory before, so I just went to the consignment sale and I bought several dresses and several dress shirts for the boys, and I was like, oh, good, we need these, whatever. And then I got home and we did their inventory later, and I realized I had forgotten we already had several dresses in that size that someone had passed down to us from church. And I had forgotten that we had several dress shirts in that size for the boys, or for my older son, that had been given to us. And so I actually ended up with more than I needed for both of them from the consignment sale because I had not done my inventory first. So that was a learning experience. And next time I will make sure to do the clothes inventory before I go to the sale so that I don't overbuy. But because I did the inventory, then after that sale, I was able to get online and just purchase exactly what we need. I did make a few mistakes. I bought a coat for my daughter that I then realized we had a coat in that exact same size for my son that was still in perfect condition. So we took that one back. But, doing that inventory is really helpful. I just sit down with the kids and I pull it all out and have them try everything on. And that way I know what fits, what doesn't. And then I just make notes on my phone, like, okay, we need 2 pairs of jeans. We have one, so we need 2 more. Or we have a coat but not a jacket. And that way when I get online to order or I go to the store, I know, okay, I need a jacket in this size and I need pants in this size, and it just makes it so much easier to do the shopping when I have some focus there. And then finally, just remember that this is a work in progress. You are not going to nail it the first time for all your kids. So evaluate as you go. Evaluate at the end of a season or even in the middle of a season and ask yourself, do we have any holes we need to fill? Are we, am I just so tired from doing the laundry I need to add some more pieces so I'm not having to wash so often? Am I so bored of looking at the exact same outfits over and over again that I need to add some in? Just continue learning, continue trying, continue adjusting it. And as they grow and as they get into different activities and as as your life changes, it's going to change. So you're always kind of just evaluating it. But even not doing it perfectly, it's still so very helpful and so beneficial. You can go watch that video I made last week about the benefits because it has been just wonderful. And I love it and I highly recommend it, even if, you're still like, at the end of the season, you may feel like, well, I feel like I had too much and that feels wasteful. Like it's still less wasteful than if you had a ton, right? I mean, you're making progress and you're trying, and that's what's really important. So I just wanted to leave you with that is just treat it as a learning process, learn as you go, change things up to make it work for you. But anyway, I hope that helps as you are creating a minimal wardrobe for your kids. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tips, if you already do this, if you have any other tips for other parents who are doing this. And then next week, hopefully I'll do a video and just quickly show you what does my kids' minimal wardrobe look like. You've seen my list, you know exactly what is kind of my goal for my kids. So then what does that look like in practice? So we'll come back and we'll do that and check that out. So anyway, have a great day. Bye.